Hey, what is going on, YouTubers? Jay here from MJ Tech. Today coming back with another replica, and this is about the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And I would like to take the opportunity in this video to apologize for not bringing the one-to-one replica as I typically do with every generation of the iPhone. In this case, I usually go with the Pro models. And I was not able due to the fact that the source that I go to, that person became ill in China and didn't work for a very long time, and now they have come back. Now, keep in mind that this video is only intended for educational and entertainment purposes. This is not a promotion of the fake, and for such, links are not provided down below. So right now, guys, I want you to be honest. Don't skip the video. I want you to tell me which one you think was the fake and the real. Again, leave those comments down below. Of course, by the time I upload this and you have watched the entire video, you're gonna guess it right, but just let me know which one you thought was the real and which one was the fake. So the first thing we're gonna start with here is the boxes. So if you guys guessed that the left side was the real, then you guessed it right. This is the real box of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and this is the fake. Now, in terms of sizing, they are identical. There we go. And also the thickness is identical. As you can tell, it comes with the iPhone logos. On the top, you get the Apple logos, just with a little different tone, and the same here at the bottom. Now, I'm going to cover my information here for the original iPhone 15 Pro Max, and you can tell that with the exception of the fonts, they look quite identical. And this is the fake. We get similar barcodes. Again, the fonts is what really throws it off, but believe it or not, the fonts on the fake do look better than the real one. And we saw we had the little pull tabs. A lot of people tell me, Jay, why did you waste time on the boxes? Well, that's because on fakes, that's the first impression. I mean, if you get a box that doesn't look like this, most likely you will immediately say, well, I think I'm dealing with a fake. But in this case, guys, unless you have the boxes side by side, it is almost impossible to tell which one is the fake and which one is the real. So again, this is the real box right here, the one on my left, and the right is going to be the replica. So of course, we already opened the boxes. Now this one, you can tell that it doesn't slide as smooth. So on the inner side here, you can see how things look quite similar. Let's open the fake. I'm sorry, this is the real one. I do apologize. So this is the real, and then this is the fake. So presentation wise, you can't deny the fact that they look almost identical. And unless you have both of them side by side, you might think that the fake is actually genuine, and I don't blame you guys. Now, a lot of people also say, hey Jay, so easy to spot the fake. That's because you know what you're looking for. That's because you are a iPhone expert. You probably had it for many years and you know exactly what to look for. Now, let's say a person of age looks at this, they can get easily scammed. And I'm not trying to say that people with age are dumb, but typically they don't follow technology as much as younger people do. And for that reason, people can really fall for this, guys. So of course, now we know that this is the fake and this is the real. Now I try to get the natural titanium color as my real iPhone is, and you can see there's a little bit of a tint issue here. This one is more like a greenish type of color, and this one is like more pure titanium color. Now the camera modules, before we had it to where they were obvious because it had a blue tint on the fake, but now it's kind of hard to really tell the differences. I mean, we can see this thing is really a one-to-one, guys, all the way around. If you look here on the right side, we can tell that the original has a smoother finish, and this one looks more like a rougher type of finish, but the power buttons are located exactly in the same position. Now we do have this right here on the frame of the real one where it is not available on the fake, and I guess that's one of the given ones that is quite easy. Also at the bottom here, we can see that they look quite identical, but now the antenna, and I'm talking about the fake one here, is a little bit more towards the right than on the real one. So that's another given, but you can only tell this if you have them side by side, guys. If you don't, it's going to be quite hard. Now this one here is quite easy. We know that here in the USA, the iPhone, starting from the iPhone 14s, we stopped getting the SIM tray. Now the international version of it does come with a SIM tray of the iPhone 14, and I believe the iPhone 15s as well. They have been mandated by other countries to add this on there. So I'm not sure if maybe this is a one-to-one to the international versions of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, but we do get a SIM tray, and this is actually a dual SIM. So when you pop the tray, it does have to where you can insert a nano SIM card on both sides. And then here we have now the silent switch has been eliminated. We know that on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and so they made it to where this is identical in terms of sizing. Now we have the same button. We get the volume rockers up and down, and the antennas almost align, except that on the fake, they're a little bit off, just a little bit. It's hard to tell, guys. So yes, we can fit cases. So this is the fake one, and of course this is the real iPhone. So let's fit the case that I had on my iPhone 15 Pro Max, and you can tell that it fits perfectly well. So this tells you that this is a true one-to-one fake, guys. So I do apologize. I just like to throw this out there. If this video lasts longer than I want to, it is just that there's a lot to mention on here. We know that the iPhone now has the USB-C, so we do see that here in the fake, and we also saw the little button here, the action button, has been implemented now on the fake as well. So they both are booted up already, and I try to get a similar wallpaper, but now based on the notifications here, you can tell that this is the genuine iPhone and this is the fake. Now they did a couple things that you can customize here from the lock screen, as you can tell. So you can add different wallpapers, very similar here to what you can do with the iPhone. So this is on the light mode. And we're going to see that here from settings in just a second. So this one is not, but of course we have more options and better customization with the real one, because they didn't implement that here with the fake. And by the way, guys, this fake now runs on a different processor. This particular one comes with 16 gigabytes of internal storage, but it has been faked on settings, and we're going to see that here in just a second. So for right now, we're going to leave the wallpaper side here alone, and well, this is the user interface. So this is running, I believe, on Android 10 if I remember correctly. But when we go here to ZPU X, which I did download, it does claim to have the MTK. Let me tell you here in a second. So let's go here into device, and it has the MTK 6753, which is a lot better than the MTK 6580 that they typically come with. So this processor can run a little better games. It still is going to lag quite dramatically, and I'm talking about the fake here, and it does. I did download a couple dumb games that should be playable on this device, and they play just fine. I didn't try any 3D games as of right now, but typically I provide an updated video on this. Now, this is what I'd like to show you guys, is the dynamic island. We know that it is available here on the fake 15 Pro Max. So let's go here. There we go. We can see how it does have it, and of course it is also visible here on the 15 Pro Max. You can see that size wise they look very close. Now the bezels on the fake here, when it comes to the display, not only is this a 120 Hertz display, but the bezels are a little bit thinner. This one kind of looks a little bit more like the 14 Pro Max, if you guys ask me. And I did try to activate the service, which I have Verizon, but I also have Visible, and I do have a physical SIM card, and it didn't work with the fake. So now, getting back to the dynamic island, if you kind of press it on top here, sometimes, I think it's usually when you are here in the main screen, it kind of like moves a little, and they wanted to kind of mimic the features of the things that we can do with iOS 17. And one of them is that if we press here on the mute switch, it kind of gives you that same animation as you would get here with the real iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is the one on my left. But you can see how this one kind of like shakes when you put it on ring mode, and then this one just doesn't do that. It kind of like stays more stationary. But you can't deny the fact, guys, that they look quite close. Check that out. So that's ring, and then this is, or that was silent, and then that's ring. Very close. Now with the fake, you can't change it. You don't have anything here on settings to change it. That's the other thing that we're gonna do. So right here with the original iPhone 15 Pro Max, we do have the action button. Now keep in mind that this will change with time. That's just a software thing that they can change any given time here with the fake one, but as of right now we don't have it. So all we can do is just use it as a silent button, and with the real one we know that we can do way more than that. So when we go here into general, we go to about, it is claiming to have iOS 17, and that model number, I'm pretty sure it is the same. I just want to keep my credentials private here with the original iPhone. The serial number, if you check it, I can almost promise you that it comes out to be a genuine iPhone 15 Pro Max. They have done it in the past. Now check this out, the limited warranty. It says that it expires on 10/9 of 2024. They even mimic that as well, guys. So these clones, I keep telling you almost every year except for 2022, which I wasn't able to get the iPhone 14 Pro Max replica. They keep getting just better and better, guys. And now we are seeing different processors with this replica, to where before we had the typical MTK65A0. Well, we don't get that here any longer, guys. The next thing I want to show you is that this is the fake, because we have an actual Play Store, as you can tell. And with the original iPhone, obvious to say that we do get now we get the real iOS. But yes, you can download games, you can download a whole bunch of things from this device, and that's quite awesome, guys. So we can see right here, we even have here the control center. Let's go back here, let's see, there we go, the control center. We can see how similar they look. Of course, we have a smoother system here with the original iPhone 15 Pro Max. And overall, guys, we know that they don't compare in terms of performance, but the mimicking part of it is what really gets to me. So right here we have the task killer. You can see how they kind of look alike in the sense of the way that we kill the apps, but they are quite different as well. Now here, now that I just saw it, we have the cameras. So this is the camera of the fake, and then this is the camera of the real one. Now through the camera you might think they look quite similar, but here I'm about to provide a little video just so that you can see how dramatic the differences are. I mean, this thing barely records in 720p, that's the maximum resolution, but it does mimic to record in 4K, but we know that all of this is fake. However, guys, we are missing that raw max icon on the upper right hand side corner on the fake one, and then the rest kind of looks the same. We even have the little square here to access your pictures, and it takes you exactly to that. So this video is the one that you just saw right now. And again, camera wise, we can compare them, and even with the front facing camera, I mean, that's more of a joke. Right here you guys can see the differences. Okay, it is day and night. We know that for a couple of I don't know, like $100 or so, we know that we can expect this to work the same way. I mean, it is just intended to scam people and make them believe that they are buying the real deal by just looking at it here from a glance. Even on the setup, when you first start the fake, it looked very similar to the things you do on the real iPhone 15 Pro Max and other iOS devices, and that was quite scary if you guys ask me. Now, in terms of the apps, like I said, things work, like the social media, even though I don't recommend that you guys use that kind of stuff on here because you never know, who's looking out there. But everything looks similar, guys. Okay, everything looks so similar. Maybe a little bit of color differences here and there. This thing even mimics that 3D touch as we have seen in the past. So if I kind of like long press this right here, you can see how it mimics on a few applications only, not a whole bunch. So I think it does it on the maps or settings maybe. Yep, it does it on the settings. Just a few applications, not that many. I don't think it does it here with the mail app. I think it does it on photos. There's another app that kind of mimics the 3D touch, but so far we kind of witness it on two of them, which is settings, and then we have the camera as well. And yes, you can add those toggles, you can change them as you can tell, but now this one is in Celsius and then this one is in Fahrenheit. I am more accustomed to Fahrenheit. All right, guys, we do have here YouTube, and I'm just going to play a random video so that you can hear the audio quality. This is a single speaker towards the bottom, and we know we have a very high quality stereo speakers on the real one. So let's just I don't know, let's just put any video on here. Let's type MJ Tech just so that we don't do accidentally a copyright here. YouTube is very strict about that, so I'm just going to put one of my own videos so that we can listen to this. Let's do this one. Okay.
Do you love boating?
Yes, I do.
You want a hassle-free boating experience?
All right, let's skip this ad.
What is going on, YouTube? Jay here from MJ Tech. Today, back at it with an electric scooter. We are talking about a brand that's quite popular in Europe. We're talking about the Navi.
So that's the audio here
S65C
coming from the fake. And let's just do a little quick comparison so that you can hear the dramatic difference between one and the other. Let's go into library, let's go into my videos, and let's play that same video.
What is going on, YouTube? Jay here from MJ Tech. Today, back at it with an electric scooter. We are talking about a brand that is quite popular in Europe. We're talking about...
So as you guys can hear, it just simply doesn't compare. Also keep in mind that we do have an inferior battery on the fake one that will not last you the whole entire day. This thing maximum, it will give you maybe 14 hours of usage. So it is not bad for a replica. But yes, guys, it is overall quite bad comparing it again to the real iPhone 15 Pro Max. So here I'm just kind of giving you a little glance on every stock app that comes here that mimics the real iOS stuff. So we have, instead of Find My iPhone, it's called Find Friends. Who knows where that takes you. Then we have, again, I already showed you CPU-X to confirm the internals. This one does come with 2 GB of RAM, and I know that you guys are going to laugh it off. But remember, guys, this is intended to mimic, not for you to use it on a daily basis, not for you to say, wow, I'm super impressed, I would rather get the replica. No, this is just intended to deceive people into thinking that they are buying the real deal. Typically countries in, I don't know, South America, Central America, and other countries, they buy these just to scam people. Yes, just to scam them. Okay, so here you can see how the app library looks quite similar as well, but since we have a 120 Hertz display on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, well, things do look quite different. Not to mention the processing power. We have the 17 Bionic here on the real iPhone 15 Pro Max, and well, that's going to be night and day. Getting back here to settings, we can kind of compare, you know, both of them. You can see how even when you scroll, they don't scroll the same way. And I think that you can't swipe either. Let me see. If you go to general, you see if we swipe, or actually, yeah, it does work. Excuse me for that. So if you do swipe, it does try to take you back only on certain ones, but typically you have to click on the back little icon so that it takes you to the previous page. So I want you guys to really tell me what you think here about the fake. Let's go ahead and play a game here, Hill Climb 2. This is a really old game, but believe it or not, guys, I'm like an old-fashioned type of guy, and I do like this game quite a bunch. So it does play it, I would say, quite better than the typical MTK65A0, but it is by no means comparable to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, guys. So what I'm trying to tell you here is just to be careful, because this one really looks, you know, in a simple view, it looks just like an iPhone 15 Pro Max. As a matter of fact, they do weight about the same. But let's go ahead and play this game here. and hopefully I can exit this real quick. Let's see. Okay, I'm getting a little diamond. Let's lower the volume. Done. And let's raise. Okay, you can see how buggy it is. I'm clicking on raise. There we go. And so, oh boy. All right, done. Start. Hopefully it'll let me play now. There we go. Okay, so this is just to give you a quick idea that some games are playable. I haven't tried anything major on here. I'm just doing the basics. All right, so it does play, and to be honest with you guys, the display quality doesn't seem that bad. It is a 720p display. I think I forgot to mention that, but it is a 60 hertz display, and it works. I mean, it really does work. As a phone, you can use it for pretty much anything. Now, this thing is going to be buggy, it's going to be laggy, it's going to be crappy. The OS is going to crash constantly. So right here, I try to exit, and you can see how long that took just to exit. Okay, so before I forget, let's go ahead and get my scale here real quick, guys. We are about to wrap it up here with this replica. All right, guys, so I just zeroed out my scale, and this is on grams. As I said, this one is 228 grams. By the way, this is not made with titanium, I can guarantee you that. And then the real one is 235 grams. So that's not too far off in terms of weight. So again, this is 228, and then the real iPhone is 235 based on this particular scale. So again, it's just a few grams off, and overall, guys, I gotta say that they look quite identical. Even when the displays are off, you can see that there's no glare on the fake one. And yes, you had to be super careful. Something I didn't notice is that the Apple logo here is not as how can I say that, it doesn't pop out as much or glare as much as the real Apple logo here towards the left. This one kind of like blends in with the rest of the color, and it looks washed out until you kind of view it in an angle. But the real one does show a lot more. So with this being said, guys, let me know what you think about this particular fake. I mean, I think things are getting crazy. I do apologize that this video was quite long, but I think it was worth it to watch just so that you can become educated on what a real high quality replica from China looks like. This is what they call the A quality. You see, in China, you have A, B, and C quality, C being the worst. This is an A quality replica to where the box and everything looks so real, guys. So, oh, something I almost forgot to mention is that, yes, we don't have Siri. Now, we do get the Google Assistant. So if I press and hold here the power key, you will see how it takes me here into the Google Assistant, which is a lot better than that fake stuff that we used to get that wasn't functional. At least now they implemented the Google Assistant when long pressing the button, and I think that's quite cool. So let's try that one more time, and there we go. So that's the Google Assistant. And just to further prove that I have here the real iPhone, a lot of people are kind of skeptical. If I do the same here with the real, you can see how it is in fact Siri, guys. So this video is not intended to deceive anybody or to lie. This is a educational video so that you can learn more about these replicas. So with this being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share, and also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss future videos like this. And I'll see you on my next one.